Stop ignoring the signs that it's time to get sober and quit drinking alcohol. What's going on, everybody? My name is Jamie Dottie Garza. Welcome to the channel, and let's talk about getting sober now. Are you someone out there who are seeing signs? Maybe you're seeing your favorite celebrity speaking out and being vocal on getting sober and quitting drinking alcohol. Are you someone who's seeing signs out there of someone crashing their car in a DUI in the local news? Are you someone out there who's seeing signs of maybe your friends on Facebook or social media outlets wanting to get sober? Listen to those signs. I want to share the fact that maybe those signs are trying to convict you to get sober before it's too late. If you're someone like me, I don't believe in coincidences. And if you're someone like me, I have a lot of faith. I know on my quest, in my journey of becoming sober and continuing to be sober, there were a lot of signs out there telling me that if I didn't go on this path, well, who knows where my life may have ended up at. So here I am. I want to share some of the signs that I saw before I finally embarked on just one day of being sober. And then somehow, magically, gracefully, blissfully, here I am over 600 days alcohol free. Someone who doesn't even want to drink any type of alcohol. You could put me in a room full of friends, full of family, weddings, celebrations. I'ma respectfully decline each and every time. No one could put my card on it. Not even my own dad. Okay, we was on a cruise together a few months ago, and he flirted with the idea like, hey, well, technically we're not in states. We're on waters because we're on a cruise. Will it count? I didn't shake, and I won't shake. I'm thankful and grateful that I saw a lot of the signs. And one of the signs that I remember, it was my friends were always catching DUIs. Some of my family members were catching DUIs. And I remember my best friend at the time, I'm not gonna say his name, he's a family man too. He knows who he is. I love you, dog. He was catching DUIs early. I think he caught 2 DUIs. And I remember one time I was actually in a car with him when he caught one. And we were on our way to New Jersey. We were going to White Castle. And he spun out. I think at the time we were drinking Four Loko. And this is before they took the caffeine out of it. This was like OG Four Loko. Like, what a time. This was, I think, 2009, 2010. Swerved out. We crashed. Thankfully, we're alive, obviously, right? We got stuck out there. And they breathalyzed us. Had to go to booking. He got a DUI. My stepdad had to save the day. He came all the way to Virginia to pick us up. I ran out of money, funding it. We got the White Castle finally. We had to wait for the trial. So my friend, he had to go through trial, speedy trial, and all that fun stuff. That was one of the first signs. There was a lot of other signs around me. I started to realize signs within myself. I was shaking at one point when it was a regular afternoon day. And then I would put my hand out and it'd just be doing it. It'd just be twitching like that. Like, why is it twitching like that? Well, alcohol. I was drinking so much alcohol. Another sign was I was just, especially my wife now, she can definitely attest for it. I loved talking when I was drunk, but I also became very mean, very egotistical. That's the word, ego. I had a big ego. Thought I was untouchable, just cocky. And it was starting to drain a lot of my relationships, especially people I love. I mean, that was my girlfriend at the time, but my wife we're talking about now. And it was really like separating me. I lost a lot of relationships from alcohol. I started to notice as I got into my 30s that my mental health was becoming affected. I started to have more doubt in my mind. I started to feel like I was in a make-believe world. It was an illusion. And then I got to what was in it for me was I realized that what I wanted, that feeling I was chasing all the time, I had to constantly try to chase it to get it, and I was relying too much on alcohol to do it. So let's say, for example, if one night I drink a whole fifth of Hennessy and it felt amazing and I loved the feeling, I couldn't get that feeling again unless I did it again. But my tolerance would get so developed that it was just a downward spiral. As I get older now, I'm starting to piece together puzzle pieces of how my genetics are made up with people I love, family, and how rooted alcoholism is in my bloodline. These were signs for me to break away from the chains and start changing my life around. One of my best friends, he's always been sober his whole life that I've known him. I used to be the one peer pressuring him to, come on man, take a drink, to a point even on my wedding. He didn't have a drink, but that was okay. He made one of the best speeches in the world. And I remember my wedding planner had to give him a beer bottle to have the look. He didn't need that beer bottle. He gave a drink from it. It was just for the look. And in my mind, I'm like, man, he was way ahead of the game. I wish I could have did that, but now I'm retracing it. Like I had to go through that, and hopefully I could be a good influence for my kids to see like, yo, this is the way you want to go. It's okay to be different. It's okay to say no. It's okay to be clear-minded. It's okay to not drink alcohol. You can still be fun. You can still have friends. You can still be loved. You can still have a good time. You don't need alcohol to do so. When my girl was born, she's about, 15 months now. That was a sign for me to get back right, to be the absolute best version I can be. I got a stepson. I got a 7-year-old son. I remember when my 7-year-old son, this was another sign too, because in 2016, early 2016, I got into a fight with one of my best friends. I drank too much that night. I blacked out. I'm ashamed of everything that happened that night. This was a sign that I needed to stop though. I was a dirty dog. You know, I was macking. My phone was just disturbing. Because I would get drunk all the time. I would DM girls. I was being a dog. My now wife went through my phone. She saw everything. Everything was all out there. And I remember I felt like so like down bad and stupid and foolish. I was like, man, just end my life now. That's what I was on. That was the red flag. Like, I need to stop drinking. I don't need to drink all the time and just black out. That red flag left into the sign of my son, who's 7, Carter, being born, finding out my now wife was pregnant. I didn't want to be an alcoholic. I remember being called an alcoholic during that time, and it hurt my feelings because it made it feel like I wasn't going to be fit to be a father. I took that to heart. And nowadays I hear those same words of, oh, I'm nothing but an alcoholic. And I wanted to change that narrative, which I'm striving very hard to do so now. That's why I remain sober. Why am I saying all these? Because I wanted to share each and every sign that was around me. Those signs might be happening around you. You might not realize it. You know how sometimes that you might be on the road and you might see, let's say for an example, let's say a Chevy Tahoe. You're driving, the Tahoes are always there. But let's say for example that you might be in a market for a Tahoe. So your mind is more conscious and realizes that, and you see it more often. It's always been there the whole time. We ain't talking Lamborghinis now. We ain't talking Rolls Royces now. We're talking Chevy Tahoes. They've been there the whole time, but your mind is now open and receptive. So you're gonna acknowledge it more, recognize it more, I should say. The same is with these red flags or these signs I'm sharing with you. These moments may be happening in your life right now. I know as I look back, there's plenty more I could probably think of, but I just wanted to paint the picture for you guys. If I was completely oblivious to it, I was blind to it, I would probably still be drinking now. Hopefully I would still be alive now. Hopefully I wouldn't catch a DUI or be locked up, or even worse, killed somebody because of my drunk. I couldn't live with that. I couldn't. I see that in the news happen all the time. You know, people who are drunk killing someone else. It's sad, like, when I hear that in my community. I'm just grateful that I got a hold of it now. There's been a lot of signs, and you gotta listen to them though. That's God talking to you. There's no other thing. That's God talking to you before it's too late. And if you're getting those signs, have the discernment, have the knowledge, have the wisdom. That's all I have for you guys. Again, I just want to build this community to continue to encourage anyone out there who wants to become sober, no matter of how bad your drinking habit might be, recreational, or maybe you're letting alcohol just take over your whole life. I want this to be a community where we can encourage each other. Because every day, every hour of being sober should be applauded, especially as a man who is a leader, who's leading, who wants to be the best version they can be. This is what needs to be done, and I love to see more of it. There's a lot of signs out there now. Like I mentioned, there's rappers speaking more vocally about quitting alcohol, advocating for it. Let's do this. You got this. If you guys like this video, smash that like button. If you want to see more content like this on the channel, drop in the comments below. Let me know so I can keep making this content for you guys. If you did like it, hit the red button, subscribe so you never miss another video. Ignite the world, ignite your sobriety. Peace.